Hello, my name is John Cote, and I currently live in Indianapolis, Indiana, the motorsport capital of the world. I'm basically a collector of wrist chronographs from the 50s and 60s, but today I'd like to break the Hodinkee mold a little bit and talk about a pocket watch from my collection that's very important to me. I'm the son of a watch collecting father, and although my father had some wristwatches in his collection, he was mostly a pocket watch collector. And this watch is from my father's collection. So one day back in the late 80s, when cell phones were these huge things, I had my old Motorola brick cell phone with me, and it rang one afternoon, and it was my father calling me from a phone booth in northern Illinois. And he said, "John, I've found the watch that I've been looking for all my life." And I'd been collecting watches with my father most of my life, and I thought I knew what it was. And I said, "Oh, Dad, you found a big gold minute repeater." And he said, "How did you know?" "Yeah, I did." And I said, "Well, what is it? What did it cost you, Dad?" And I knew my father was kind of a cheap guy. Not kind of a cheap guy, not kind of frugal. He was really cheap. He had a lot of watches, but he didn't like to spend a lot of money on watches. And he said, "John, that's the trouble. It was $2,500. That's more than I've ever paid for a watch, and I just can't make myself buy it." And I said, "Dad, that's just ridiculous. You and Mom have been scrimping and saving all your life. You've got the money. What are you going to do with it? You don't travel. Just, go back and buy that watch or I'm going to disown you." And he said, "What?" And I said, "Seriously, Dad, go back and buy that watch or I'll disown you right now. You deserve to have that watch." And somehow my dad took it to heart. He got over his cheapness for that 5 minutes it took him to go buy the watch, and he went back to that little jewelry store and bought the watch. And when my dad passed away a few years ago, I inherited the watch. It's a big 18 karat gold minute repeater. It's made by Phare, who probably made more repeaters than anybody else. Most of them aren't very good, but this is a Phare caliber YMC, which is the best minute repeater they made. It has a chronograph mechanism, and for those of you who haven't ever seen a repeater work, I'll make it work. Rings on one chime for the hours, then it rings on two chimes for the quarters, then it rings on another chime for the minutes past the quarter. So you could tell if it was dark, you couldn't see the dial of the watch, you could tell what time it was. Anyway, it's probably not worth a whole lot more except for the fact that it's 18 karat gold and my dad paid for it in the depressed market for pocket watches right now. But it's special to me and it'll never leave my collection. And according to the old Hoyer Carrera, it's 3 minutes. So thank you very much and goodbye.